So, I have spent the last couple of hours trying to decide what language I really want to write the APIs in for this. Now, I was leaning towards C Sharp because, again, a lot of my back-end history in programming is C Sharp. But it's coming down to, look, I'm creating a brand new application. Okay, so there's really nothing stopping me from doing anything except just not knowing the language, which, how hard could it be? Famous last words, right? How hard could skiing be? How hard could rock climbing be? You know, till you're falling from the cliff or tumbling down the mountain. No, I'm just saying, it's like, I think I can figure it out, to be honest. But I'm going to have to get a lot of the AIs going and the Google's going and YouTube's going and just trying to learn how to set this up. Now, I started off trying to create the API, or I started off thinking I was going to do this in C Sharp. So I actually created a couple of application functions. And then thought, maybe I need to reconsider this. Because I remember my past experience so far, just a few months back, really soured me on how C Sharp consumes web APIs. Web API authentication. And it just seemed so long-winded, so many lines of code, just so many things had to be set up just right, just to consume your authentication tokens and to make them. Now, that could have been Blazor, that could have just been the fact that I was trying to consume them in a web API. Maybe that's the thing that was in a web application. Maybe that's what was so overly complicated. But ultimately, I was really turned off by that. I just remember that consuming the authentication in React was way easier, pretty easy actually, and I thought, why isn't it this easy in C Sharp? And I was just thinking, man, I'm going to be creating multiple C Sharp applications that all need to talk to, all need to validate their token. Now, I might write a gateway API that kind of navigates the communications between the authentication and the services. I don't know. It's kind of what I'm thinking is the best route, but I don't know how to do that yet. So it's all new to me. And but ultimately, I'm at the beginning of this journey now. Assuming something happens and I'm able to complete this, I want to do it in the best language, right? I want to do this in a way that's going to make an efficient, fast, fun game that's not going to be, hindered by my choice of programming language as much as possible. Now, it is possible I'm still going to be doing C Sharp. I'm thinking I want to use the Unity engine, which is C Sharp language, and that's going to be for the mobile app itself. And I may not be done with C Sharp. I'm guessing I'll be doing React for my website and Go for my back end and C Sharp for C Sharp Unity on the front end. But you got to start somewhere, right? And I'll probably do some lessons and stuff, but I'm not going to be doing classes in the sense that I'm going to copy what they do. I'm going to see what they're doing and literally pause and click and just try to implement bits and pieces of my code as I learn this, because that's going to make the most effect. That's for me. I'm going to learn the most by consuming in a way that works for me, right? So if I get to do something that I enjoy, I'm creating this code to. I'm sorry, I'm distracted a little bit because I've noticed I think I want to change my what is it? Color theme. Contrast theme settings back up. Light theme setting. Let me see if I can go into a darker theme for this. I don't know, what am I doing? Light? I don't know what I'm doing right now. Light. Turn on dark mode. I just want to tone down things a bit. I'm kind of getting burned out by the the light colors. Just blaring in my face. It just feels like I'm just getting hit hard by it. So I'm going to try and go with a little bit less. Whoa, that really made that made my border really weird looking. It's like it went from red to peach. It's kind of weird colored. Well, I could tweak that later, but I guess I'm using a peach border now for my border, which is really weird. I don't know if I like that. It's like, do I care enough to change it? Customize toolbar. Appearance. That's not really even the toolbar. I want to customize the header. Oh, I guess I don't know how. Oh well, who cares? I'm not gonna worry about it. Let's not get distracted by the minutia, shall we? Let's go ahead and go see where I was. All right, so I asked ChatGPT how I could get this set up. So I've installed Go. I have VS Code already. Now let's go into VS Code, and we'll go open a terminal. Now I'm going to do this in VS Code because I just feel like everything that isn't C# or even React right now, because I've been using React, because I was struggling to get debugging working in my VS Code before, so I gave up on it. And I switched over to Visual Studio. Now here Go's got like a testing framework built in, which is nice. I don't know how that works. It's got some other stuff that's built into it too, so that might make it easier. We'll see. All right, so I gotta open the terminal. View terminal, and we're gonna go open extension view, Control X, Windows line or Command Shift X, search Go. Oh, I guess I have to go here. Go. Click install. All right, well there you go, man. I've clicked install, and I guess I'm done because that was really quick. Install. Click the install button for the extension. Verify Go installation. Okay. Open terminal in VS Code. Press Control. Use Control plus. Blah blah blah. Check Go version. Go version. Go version. What's going on? I don't know. It's thinking about it. Don't. Well, apparently, oh, I know I installed Go. That was what the thing is I did a minute ago. I did install this. Go version. Oh, there it is. Bash Go command. No, it's not there. Well, Toodly McNoodles, man. What the heck? Well, I guess it did not confirm that it was installed correctly. Installed and in your path. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that again. So I have my Go. Oh, here's the app. Download. Unless I did something wrong. Now, it could be that I need to close all this. You know, why would it work if I've got things trying to hold on? I'm going to keep those for now. I haven't totally bailed out on C#. If there's a chance that, you know, nothing I'm doing is going to help. Honestly, I wish my dark mode was like not black, because black is like the color, it's a color theme that matches too many other apps. So it's kind of like, I wish it was like, I don't know, navy blue or something. Okay, so repair, remove. It is on here. Maybe I just needed to not have my stuff open. Let's try let's see what happens if I open this up now. Sometimes you have to reopen things. View. Oh, terminal's already open. Let's try Go version again. Go version. Ah, there it is. Yeah, so it was just a matter of closing and reopening. So that dealt with that problem. Okay, so I'm going to try to say dark mode settings. How about dark mode? If I go here, show accent color on start and taskbar. Show accent color in title bars and window borders. Sure. Let's see. 'Cause I just want them to stand out slightly more from the like the base Windows apps. I want them to stand out from. Did you add a path variable? Oh, you know, I don't think I did. Thank you, Varungal. But no, I think the install added one. I just needed to restart my app. But yeah, thanks for the. That's what I was wondering. I was thinking if it didn't fix when I restarted the apps, then it was probably missing in the path, and I was going to have to go add it. But it does appear that it just was a matter of I didn't close my CLRs were open. Both of them, both Visual Studio and VS Code, and of course they weren't going to take it then. But good suggestion. That's where I was headed. Let's see. Yeah, I just needed to change this because it was kind of bugging me. All right. Let's go with that. Okay, so let's go back to what I was doing. So I am kind of just figuring this Go thing out. So I have never developed in Go. I'm basically abandoning C# because of previous. I mean, okay, and again, man, I see what's going on. That's such a weird thing. My previous experience with C# has been like 14 years of development, but it was all done at Framework. And then my most recent experience was trying to learn a Blazor, and then trying to consume a C# built API, a .NET Web API authentication token. And oh boy, that was a nightmare. The Blazor app had so much long-winded coding. I was just like, I'm dreading having to consume my tokens in a bunch of microservices that were written in C# because the pain that it caused me to get that working in another app, which I never fully did, it just didn't make sense. I didn't understand why it was so complicated. It was so easy to set up in React, and I was like, why can't I just do that? Which I probably could have done something similar. It just felt like a hack to not do it the way C# was meant to do it, the way it was designed, or the way Blazor was made to take it. And I'm like, if it's going to be like that, I don't want to play with you anymore. I'm going to go away. It's like, if you're going to behave like that, I'm going to take my IDE or a CLR and go home. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and make my. Now I'm going to try to write my my game APIs in the background, or microservices. They'll have APIs, but yeah. So I'm going to go make. See, now where is this? Where is my home directory? I want to make sure I'm not like in a weird place, because I don't want that as my home directory. Let's see. Where am I? I'm in my documents. I don't want to be here. Alright, how do I change my home directory here? I don't know that I've ever tried to change it straight from. I think I just need to go where I want to do this. Okay, so I want to go to Git repos. And then I'm going to try, now I'm going to go ahead and make dir. I don't even know where the tilde is on my keyboard. There it is. I haven't used the tilde. Projects. Well, do I want to call it a Go project? I'm not going to call it a Go project. I should just know it's a Go project. I mean, I don't have to, I suppose, but come on. If I don't know what I'm writing my code in, by the time I'm done with it, what is the, I forgot what it's called. It's a PFFM. Let's go with the sim function first. Simulation. Because this is where all my simulation stuff is going to be. Did it work? Initialize Go module. Run Go mod init hello world. Okay. Okay. Run Go mod init PFFM simulation. That didn't work. That did not do what I expected it to. All right, let's go. Maybe I have to go into my directory. CD PFFM simulation. No. CD PFFM simulation. Okay, did it not create it? Alright, PFFM simulation. PFFM. Alright, what is it case sensitive? CD PFFM simulation. Huh. Okay, well, let's try this again then. Make dir. That's what if I just take that off? Maybe that took it and tried to put it in my home root directory or something. Yeah, this ain't working. What am I doing wrong, man? I kind of would have thought it would just put me in there, right? All right, well, let's go see what it is. It's not doing what I expected to do. C:, git repos. There it is, PFFM simulation. And, right, so cd PFFM FFM simulation. Ah! Now let's see if I can run this thing. Go mod init PFFM simulation. Go, creating new go.mod module, PFFM, okay, so, now what? All right, I think we're there, man. So I should, oops, I have nothing here. Example, main.go in your project folder. All right, open folder. Add a folder. Oh, what is the folder I want? Is there like no standard format for this thing? It's just, like I said, I don't know anything about Go, so as I stumble through Go, you'll have to like bear with me while I do this. So I just put it in like a source folder. Let's see what it looks like. I'll probably put it in a source folder, but let's see here. FFM simulation. Go.mod. What is Go? Why is it a? That's weird. Write your first goal. Create a file. Example may not go. Okay. Well, source. Configure Go tools. The Go extension will prompt you to install necessary tools like Goppels, Delve, etc. Click Install All. When prompted. Well, all right, let's just go here and why am I? Why is it taking me to this as my default location? We'll call this I don't know. So it's called main.go. Main.go. Wait, what? Oh. Yes, I trust the author. I'm the author. Why wouldn't I trust the author? All right, now main.go. Woohoo! Now what? All right, recent Gobbels up transparency telemetry. The official Go extension for Visual Studio Code, learning Go, getting started. All right. Install tools when prompted. Is this an install tools thing? Opt-in, transparent telemetry. Learning Go. Release notes, GitHub, questions, Slack. Nope. That's said when prompted, but I'm not seeing any prompts. So install setting when prompted to Go extension. Test your setup. Oh, why don't I just go look for these things? GOPLS. Gosh, man. Click install. The Go extension will prompt you to install necessary. It will? When's it going to do that? Installing 2 tools, Gopples and Static Check. Oh, is it just installing them? Oh, it just did it while... It didn't even ask me. It just did it. It's just... There's Gopples. Succeeded. Okay. Guess it's just going to do it on its own. Activating extensions. I didn't have to do an install all. It just installed all. Alright, so running language server. Man, I tried to start language server activation enabled. All tools successfully installed. You are ready to go. Ha ha. Okay, add a launch configuration. Open the run view and click create launch.json file. All right. Create launch.json. Attach local process. Choose Go as the environment. Go. Connect to server. Connect to remote headless debug server. Go launch package. Go attach to process. All right. Then it's, okay, it doesn't say which one do I want. Which Go server? Which Go? I don't know. Create. Open a file which can be debugged or run. Oops. Did it create? Oh, it did. It just did it on its own? Oh, shoot. I don't know if it's correct. But alright, well, let's just see here. Choose Go as the environment. And now there's go.microsoft.com. Alright, well, that's going to have to be close enough. Alright, what's next? Explore linting and formatting. Use Go Font built-in or Golang CI lint for linting and code formatting. VS Code will apply formatting on save if configured. Once you've completed these steps, you're ready to start coding in Go using VS Code. Let me know if you need help with any specific part. Oh, I will. I will, Mr. ChatGPT. You will be getting lots of questions, I'm sure. Any particular configurations I need in my launch.json? One that already exists. Choose Go as the environment. Configurations. Basic configuration looks like create a launcher. It doesn't already exist. Aha, so there's some stuff missing here. I don't have any configurations, probably because I didn't click anything. It just dropped me this instead. This configuration runs all the tests in the project. Well, there's a number of configurations. Debug with custom arguments. This runs the currently open file. I'm going to put a bunch of these in here. Configurations. It's probably comma here, right? And then put this one in too. And I don't know what I'm going to do with the debug.custom_arguments one because I don't know what I'd use for custom arguments, but we will put it in on the off chance that that comes up. Let's see. I should show you what I'm looking at. Okay, so format automatically ensures editor format on save. True is set in your settings format go files on save. Testing, debugging. If debugging test set, let me know if you need help. Yeah, okay. Let's run a thing. Now, let's see, what am I running? Launch program. Alright, so we'll go to main. And I'm going to go to my terminal. We're going to go bash because why not? I prefer bash. I don't know why. Just something about it. PowerShell works, but whatever. We're going to go launch. Nope. Not launch. It's not launch. What is it then? Type go. No. Request launch. Didn't it say all I had to do is launch, start a new process? Useful for debugging servers or containers. How come that didn't work? Must be go for Go applications. Launch. Program? Okay. Getting message in bash terminal. You know, it's got to be painful to watch somebody who's never programmed before try to learn a programming language. No, wrong. Never programmed in a language trying to learn it online. Let's put it that way. I have programmed before. Don't give me that. I know the basics. I know all of the general things. It's just trying to figure out the specifics of a different language. Ensure mode in your launch JSON is set to debug or auto. Here's an example. It is. It is debug or auto. Verify Go debug adapter installation. The Go extension relies on the debug. Oh, I don't know if I did that. I don't remember installing that. DLV version. Oh. If it's not found, you'll need to install it. Aha. That's probably what I'm going to need to do. That might be a problem. See, there's going to be a lot of that. I'm going to need to install junk constantly. Alright, let's go DLV version. Alright, we got it. Now let's try launch. Still not found. Your VS Code settings, Control plus, search for environment variables, and add DLV in your system or workspace settings. All right. Control. Oops. I thought that was Oh, that is not working. It's magnifying my window. That isn't it. So Control D. Control Shift D. Nope, that's not it. All right, so open your VS Code settings. Go like that. Is there like a hotkey for that? It is. It's Control Plus, but for me, Control Plus just magnifies my stuff. Okay, well, look for environment variables and environment variables. Add the path DLV in your system or workspace settings. Oh, so I need to open one of these settings files probably. Edit settings. Terminal integrated environment. Why is it Linux? I am working in Windows. Should that be terminal integrated .env Windows? Why did it think I was? That's weird. How come it assumed I was in Linux? All right, so we are click search for terminal integrated environment window. Click edit configuration. Yeah. Replace username with the correct path to go binaries folder. Oops. Probably. It's not users, but it is going to be this. And it's going to be I mean, where else would it be? Username, go, bin. I mean, I guess it's possible that it's under my user stuff. Maybe I'm wrong about how this is set up. My Go binaries? So if it means the actual code to the Go stuff, it might actually be in here. Yeah, I guess it is here. Go.bin. Ah, yeah. I should probably not try to change things. Okay, so it's actually... Oh, come on. Go.bin. And yeah, let's take that. We'll go... Alright, so I can take the Go part out. Right. Okay, so hopefully that'll fix that. Verify Delve installation. I did that. Modify launch configuration. That should be right. Global path optional. If you prefer, you can add Delve to the global path, which would be for me to go add it manually. Run debugger in VS Code. Open your Go project in VS Code. Go to the Run and Debug view, Control-Shift-D. Select Launch Program. All right. Allow. Is it doing something? Hello world. Process 19,788 has exited with status 0, detaching. Is that what it's supposed to look like? That's all? That's it? That's the extent of my format print line? That must be a debug console print statement, because I didn't really know what this was. I mean, I knew it was a print statement of some kind. I just thought maybe it was going to print to a page or something. I don't know what FMT is. Package FMT implements formatted I/O with function analogs to C's, printf, and scanf. The format verbs are derived from C's but are simpler. Value in a default format. When a printing structs, the plus flag adds field names. Go syntax representation of the value. A Go syntax representative of the type of the value. A literal percent sign consumes no value. Huh. Well, there we go, man. My first ever Go thing. I have printed to the console the term "Hello World." Woohoo! Isn't that what every app does? It's like "Hello World" is such a standard bunch of nonsense. That and the variable foo. Which you see, well, I don't know, I haven't seen that in a while actually, but it used to be the standard. You have the variable FOO for a lot of like test stuff. And I think it's actually a cuss word. I think some sort of a negative phrase. All right, so, wow. Okay, I know nothing about Go, but I do know I need to start writing something. So that's the thing. What can I do here? I want to start writing a microservice, and I'm going to have to eventually figure out the basic syntax of stuff. That's why I decided I was going to follow this guy's building microservices with Go. He's got a lot of but I'm going to have to pause a lot, because I'm actually going to translate everything he says into building my microservice, not building the test one. So I'm going to have to be very careful, because I'm hoping that in the process I'll learn or pick up the things I need to start forming my own code, but in my own way, because I already know what I want here. Now, if I was doing C#, I'd probably have a clue where I was headed. But because I'm using Go, which is somewhere between C# and C++, I guess, I'm not sure how complicated this is going to be. But people tell me it's not that bad. That's what our people tell me. That people, all the people on YouTube. So, yeah. Okay, so basically, I need to start figuring out how Go applications are typically laid out. Maybe I should ask ChatGPT that question. What is a common folder / project, a common project / folder layout in Go microservices? let's see what they do. Standard project layout for Go microservices. They have a command object, internal, API handlers.go. See, I would not have known any of this. Config, package, helpers, deployments, Docker, test, Go mod, Go sum. Wow, see? I would not have thought any of this. I wonder if I should just create this right out the gate. Docker compose. Wow. Oh, that's deployment. Yeah. Okay. Architecture.md. Interesting. I should probably do this as my base. Now, this guy, I'm following him because he's exactly what I wanted to do, but he's kind of dry. He's kind of dry. I only started like the first part, and I'm like, oh boy. When did he write this, by the way? He wrote this in 2021. Oh, look, this guy's doing that too. His is probably a little more straightforward. It's only 2 years ago, so he's only 2022. So it's a little more recent.
What up, people of today? In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a microservice, how to create and structure a microservice in Golang. So we're going to structure it that we don't have a mixture of business logic into our logging, into our instrumentation. I'm going to show you how to implement different transports without the complication of all these things being mixed together. So we're going to make a nice separation of concerns. But before we start, if you like the videos I'm providing to you, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up.
He's only got 70,000 subscribers. That's not bad.
The comments so we can boost this video.
Only 70,000.
Algorithm, and jump into the Discord so you can be educated 24/7. So without any further ado, let's go.
Fast talker.
So the first thing I'm going to do is basically what we're going to make is we're going to make a get fact service, right? So what is a get fact? A get fact is basically a stupid fact about a get, and it's just an HTTP GET request we're going to do, and we're going to make that a service, a very simple, small microservice, because that's what they do. They just do one thing and they do it in a very nice job. All right, so the first thing I want to...
So here's the thing. Microservices can do more than one function, right? They're not like a literal one task. That, I mean, they're not like a method or a function. They can be a handful of methods and functions, right? Because see, my thought is, I've never written a microservice before. I've written an API whose job was simply authentication API whose job was just to handle the API calls, right, or the authentication calls. But it had more than one function. It had validation. It's supposed to have the login and the create account and what else? The change password. All that stuff's in the authentication API. It's more than one thing. I mean, it handles just authentication, but that's it. So I mean, it's like an authentication microservice, I guess. But that's what I thought. I mean, a microservice is not just a single item, right? I mean, it's multiple items, right?
What I'm going to do is we have this main. I'm going to make a service Go file. So I'm going to say it's going to be package main. No need to make folders here. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a service which is going to be an interface, right? Very important. We're going to make an interface, and that interface is going to we're going to say get fact or get fact maybe, and that's going to take in a context. Very important. Always provide contexts, what's going on here, and it's going to return. I think it's going to return a pointer to a get fact like this and an error, right? Of course, we don't have a get fact, but that's no problem. Let's really quick make that. We're going to say e types.go, right? I'm going to say package main type get fact struct.
What's he got down here? This little thing's kind of cool.
It will return a fact which is going to be a string, and we're going to say here JSON fact smaller case, right? That's the only thing we need to do. Let's go back to service. Right, so this is our interface, very important, and now we're going to actually make our get fact service, which is going to be a structure. Of course, in our case, this structure doesn't need to have...
He types like me. He types really fast, but goes back a lot to fix it. It's like there's times when I'm zipping along, but other times I'll be going... That backspace in me, yeah, get friendly sometimes. It's like, oh yeah, he's getting going. All right, so I'm getting an idea of how the structure is going to lay out here. It looks like, because what I'm trying to think of, I mean, the whole time he's writing is, okay, how am I going to get back my simulation data? Okay, because I'm going to have a database that's going to pull, like I might have my cat fact would actually be play, get back a play, get back a game state, and function. Because what I'm going to be doing is getting this information and passing it up to the user, okay, and then, or up to my UI. My UI is going to then, basically, I want my UIs to be as stupid as possible. They take information, send it back to the server, to the APIs, or web services through APIs, and they do everything. And then they send back the result. And then all the UI has to do is pop the result out, format it, show it. Doesn't do anything else. It's just dumb. Everything's handled on the back end. Because the reason I have to do it that way is because if I'm going to have interaction between people, that means the API and the services are going to have to handle everything, so that when the two users send back their play calls, it's going to process that and then send the result to both players. And now there may be things that have to happen on that front end. Okay, send the result to the players. Well, then that's when the UI is going to go, oh, I got this result. Let's do whatever. So it may have to do something like provide a description to the UI. Says this happened. This way the UI can react to it. So if it's a play call, say a play result, so and so drops back, or takes a snap, offensive line and defensive line clash, or they whatever the info is, that if I have any UI interactions, it can read each of those steps, and I could actually have the information it's giving be what the UI needs to show. So defenses block each other. Bam. Player blah comes, I have to identify all the players in the call, and then that player blah, succeeds in his block against so and such, and then the UI goes, oh, all right, well, then that player starts running in, kind of has a response to whatever the setting or the result is, and so it's able to react to and just display it. But now, granted, I'm not going to have massive UI, but I am going to have those results kind of play out as much as I can within the extent of a very minimal graphic output. So I've got to get this down where I can provide all that info. So when I have like the chat interface being able to affect a play, you're going to have a set amount of time for a chat command to come in. Chat command zips back, goes to the server waits for the call for the play, and then it sends in the play, and then that play gets generated and sends it back to whoever the users are, wherever the user is. If it's just a web output, fine. If it's to the two guys playing each other, or to the one if it's an automated setup where only one person's actually playing against another person. But I think I got to have something like that. So as I'm building this up in my mind and I'm watching him doing these things, the simple things, like he's just creating this cat fact thing, I'm going to have to then learn, okay, well, how would I have that service retrieve info from the database? And also, how do I structure the code that's going to run? I've already got the play. I've already designed a play structure, but now I have to create a new play structure, which is the execution, which is going to call the individual player actions. And each one of those is going to be its own little service or whatever. Maybe I call a service multiple times, but I may have to call a bunch of them just so that they can process asynchronously, so we can have things happening at various points of the play, so that things can kind of happen as they happen. And you just hope the asynchronous calls allow things to proceed. Now, because if you it actually doesn't work very well in a synchronous setting, because synchronously speaking, you would be forced to try to go back and forth between the synchronous calls in order to allow for there to be any kind of multiple players doing multiple things at the same time. So you got to have each one of them kind of making their moves. And then it just has to be a situation of comparable speed actions. And that's where it gets tricky, because then you have to try to figure out, well, how does the comparable speeds play out in a computer world, right? It's all going to happen lightning quick, but I still got to have some players moving slower than others. So when things happen, it's not just checking for their success. It's like, how long does it take them to advance into these other areas of the field? And basically it's like, well, I have to check for speed tests, speed comparisons of each player, so I know where they're at with certain delays caused by blocking or whatever else. Because ultimately, I think most or frequently defenders will break away from their blockers. It just depends on how long, right? I mean, eventually they're going to get away. It's just a matter of how long. So the question is, how many times are we trying to create the block before, or trying to break the block before the quarterback passes it, or before the running back is no longer in range, or whatever the situation may be. Maybe they're creating a block. How long before they can break away and pursue? That kind of thing. So all that's got to have to be decided at each position, and then got to be play tested to make sure that it works out kind of like we expect. How often do I expect an up the middle by a mediocre running back to result in 50 yards, or how often should it be 0? I would think it'd be 0 if he's a mediocre running back. He's going to frequently get stopped. But a good running back should be able to break through there every now and then and get some decent yards just because he's better. And so you've got to start getting those kind of results and feedback. And that's kind of where a lot of my tests are going to be. It's not only functional, but it's comparable, to make sure that all my players are comparably getting results as expected. So at first I'll be designing a basic play, like a pass. A simple pass to one player off to the side. We'll just pass one defender or a couple defenders, just whatever, trying to simulate a simple thing. And then you start interacting some quarterback decision making, and then I'll have the quarterback maybe throw to a different player, or have a chance to throw to a different player based on positions of players, which is going to be derived by my board game logic, not by actual movement of players, just simply because I designed some board game logic that helps me to decipher how players are going to move, and I'm basically just going to automate the board game logic, because I don't want to reinvent the wheel, and I think it works pretty well. And since it's not 100% visual, although I can move pieces, which I'm hoping graphically to kind of move some stuff around, what I'm actually what game was it? It actually played pretty. It uses little cartoon football players, which I thought was kind of slick. But again, you're still. I don't remember if they were 8-bit or what. Let me see if I still have it. I may have uninstalled it because the game was driving me nuts. I mean, it had a pretty cool graphical interface, but it was terrible in overall gameplay. So I was like, this is bad. But I may not have it anymore. Was it this one? Let me see if I can share this with you. Well, let me see first of all, if it's the one I think it is. Now, interesting about this is actually an NFL game, which I'm not sure how they do this. NFL Rivals, it's called. I always question anybody who's got a game that's kind of a simulation with football, because I know that EA owns all rights to NFL game simulations. And if they own all the rights, how is somebody else writing a game that has NFL anything on it? Let's see. I will share this if I... Rivals, Monster Smash 2, what? I don't know what that is. I'm just trying to get out of the forced pieces. Maybe. Oh no, this is the one I'm thinking of. Oh man. Yeah. Just let me see the thing. All right, let's go here. All right. Okay. What? Oh, wow, really? Okay, so all right, let me go ahead and share this with you just so you can see what I'm up for here. Let's go ahead and see. This way you can kind of tell what I'm talking about. And I think this, I don't know if this is the one I was thinking of, but... Okay. Yeah, I don't need that. Alright, so we'll go here. Okay, so this is the game that I'm talking about. This is called NFL Rivals. I don't know if this is exactly, but wide receiver. Oh wait, quarterback. Okay, I'm really. This I don't remember. Maybe I haven't done this one yet. I get it. Alright, so you can drag players out and it'll do the thinking for you. I hate that, to be honest. Okay, so showing a person how to set their team up is one thing, and then giving them the option of doing it for them. Just let them put their players out. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like a person should, if you're going to play a game where you manage the team, you should pick your players. You should put them out there yourself. Now what? Playing. Quick play. Okay, well. I have a feeling this is not a game simulation. I'm sure of it. But I want to see what it does here. Okay, I'm trying to show you. Like I don't even have a full team. So whatever this is doing is obviously just going to be comparing stats. This is where you get to take a different challenges and unlock. See, this is not the one I was thinking of. In fact, I probably haven't even seen this one yet. With the score tied at 14 in the fourth, use the short passes to win this. Okay, so yeah, this is totally not what I thought. Let's see what this does in terms of visuals. It's cool though. Okay, see this? I like the. How do I snap? Oh wow, I didn't. Oh okay. Oh yeah, there was. All right, let's try this again. Okay, so this is a... Wow, what the heck, man? Almost scored on the first play. So, okay. So it's all... Oops, I don't know what I was doing. I don't have any idea what I'm doing. It's not really what I'm trying to accomplish here. But this is... I like the football players. This to me would be great. This would be awesome if I could get it to do this. This, I mean, I don't want to control them like this. This is not the intent of my... I am totally not doing this well. For one, I'm not seeing everybody. What down is it? Third in a million? Okay. The dude blocked me. A nerve. What am I supposed to do? Attempt field goal? No, we're going for it, man. We're going to go... why is it all short passes, though? Call chaos. I don't know what I did. But anyway, so there you go. This is not the one I was thinking of, but again, it's like how these guys actually do a fairly decent job of simulating player movement, which is good enough for me. I just I want this kind of... I would love to have player movement like this, but there wouldn't be any actual control. So, oh boy, okay, there you go, touchdown, I win. I'm the man. Okay, hopefully it'll end here and I can... This is not a full simulation, by the way, and again, that's probably why they can get away with that. But I still don't understand how they're able to use player names and team logos. I don't know how they're doing that. I can't imagine that. It does say NFLPA, so they must have an NFLPA license of some kind. I don't know how a company does that, because that takes money. So this company who made this game must have some money. Because it's not cheap, I tell you, man. I would love to get an NFLPA license. That would make things so much easier for me. Now, this aspect of getting cards, I kind of like. But what I don't like is that the varying players can have varying amounts of power, which doesn't make sense. Now, the only reason why a player should ever differ is if you're using real stats, like I'm going to do, and it's for different years. Like you might have 2015 Peyton Manning and 2011. Or 2013. He breaks every record in the book in 2013. In 2015 in the Super Bowl, he was kind of mediocre. But he would be cheaper in this thing. But you're getting a different season of the player. There's a reason, a logical reason, besides just trying to power creep the player. Hey, you want a good Nick Cross? Well, maybe you'll draw a better one later. Right now he's a mediocre one. You might get a 90 Nick Cross, or maybe the best players are only available at the end, or whatever. You're just upgrading your teams to starters at some point. There was another game that actually I was playing that had like 4 different versions of the cards. You can get a low grade one, you can get a silver, an emerald, a ruby, a spotlight version, and they're all just better versions of the same player. And if you draw that same card multiple times, I mean, it was just kind of goofy. A lot of it didn't make any sense to me. I mean, you could... I understand drawing the same player. You got to have some solution for that. That's how random packs work. But the way that these games work is it's like having a better team having power players matters more than the design of the game. Like you can see here, I don't even know if you can build your plays. I don't even want... How do I get out of this? Okay. Reward. Okay, what? What? Rewards? Oh, see, they have a season pass thing. I think the season pass thing isn't so bad. Giving people a reason to... Okay, so see how this guy's got this power? Throw power, short pass, long pass. I have all these kind of stats built into mine too, but they're not quite like this. And really, the players will be... You can kind of get a rough gauge of their skill by the cost, by their salary, in my game. It won't be a power value. I mean, whatever. I mean, maybe certain players might have a higher value simply because of the position they play. Because, let's say a lineman might be cheaper. Even the best lineman might be cheaper than an okay wide receiver or a quarterback, just because they don't cost as much. But that doesn't mean that they don't have a decent value. They're just not as... They don't cost as much to build onto a team. I have, like I said, a lot of these stats are built into the overall stats on mine. Insane catch. What is an insane catch? I guess that means how good are they at making difficult catches? That's interesting. Okay. Anyway, that's... New pack available. Okay, I don't... Again, my game will be a simulation that's not actually play centric, and that's because I don't have a license for it, and that's probably another reason it'd be difficult to get an NFLPA license, because I'll probably be like, you can't really do that. I said, yes I can, because I'm not using your stuff. But if I use the NFLPA, I'll probably be bumping into their rules. The last thing I need is to get sued. Right. See, they have a lot of this. It's all very paywall-y. I don't. What is that? Is that even an offensive lineman? That's a running back. Can you put a running back in a defense? No, okay. I was going to say that's kind of weird. What is this guy? He's a running back? What is my running back on here? 79? This guy's 78. But see, like, I got Beckham Jr. here, and he's special colored, which makes him probably better than most. But it's because of his level of card, and that's just a bad design. Sorry, NFL rivals. You're doing this bad. You're not making it, like... I can't go, yes, I got this guy I really want, because, oh, he's a crap version. I gotta wait. I gotta try to get him again and again and again, and hopefully get the good version of him. I don't know. That's just silly. Honestly, I've considered even just making it seasonal purchase stuff. You can buy what year of packs you want and build your team up around certain seasons if you want. But how do I get out of this? I guess I'm just going to go like this. So that isn't the one necessarily, but I do kind of like those kind of player models. I think they're pretty decent for how they match up. I don't know if I can do that. That might be a little too complex for me, to be honest. Because that's going to be getting the UI to take my data and do something with it is going to be... It's going to be the trick, trying to make it function according to my back-end data. So I don't know if it's, dang it, practical for me to try to get. Yeah, maybe. Well, none of these are good, really. I can try Goat. Is Goat the one I was thinking of? Babu Game Studio. Goat Quest. Didn't I already do this? Oh, this is the one where you do a career over a certain number of years. Okay. I really don't know what I'm doing. You know what? It's probably because my phone, this game is not made for foldables. I bet you it's not made for foldables. Watch, it's going to show me everything now. Ah, see, launch career. So, okay. This game is weird because there is no simulation in the game. It just, well, kinda. See, it just shows you what happened. Final score 20-19, and this is what happened in the game. There's no plays, there's no nothing. It just gives you an end result and what happens. So basically, it'd be like running my sim in a second and just dumping out the stats. It could just as easily be a random bunch of logic. I don't know. I mean, you can do stuff to kind of tweak the logic, I guess, in your favor by training your guy, but it's just weird. So this one doesn't do anything of use. And then it shows you the rest of the teams in your season. And you can get like offers to switch teams. By the way, this is high school. You start off in high school, and other high schools are trying to pay you money to come to their team. And I'm like, is that even legal? So anyway, that's not it either, but I'm just saying there's various things you can do in the game. It's you can win trophies, and it's not a good sim either. Football Head Coach 25 is pretty decent, I suppose, but again, it has the same problem. You have to level up your players, and at least in its simulation, it's kind of what mine looks like now. You got a football that moves up and down the field, but they show you cards, and I kind of liked that, but I don't like their cards. But they also have real player names, but not real teams. There's no they're fake teams. And you build your team according to your own desires, but so it has its own set of problems. So anyway, I'm gonna follow this guy, but probably tomorrow. I gotta close shop for today, because new day ahead. I'll be back at it tomorrow, probably learning some Go so I can get my back-end APIs done and my database complete. Till then, you take it easy.